Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Biodiversity and Conservation. I am Subhalakshmi Raut from Ambika Prasad Research Foundation, India, and we are continuing our UGC NET examination series for environmental science subject. And today we are going to discuss on some examples of ecosystems, mainly two examples. First one is pond, which is considered as natural unsubsidized solar powered ecosystem, and second one is cropland or agro ecosystem, which is an example of artificial ecosystem, that is human subsidized solar powered ecosystem. So we will discuss one by one. First one is pond ecosystem. Here pond is a classic example of self-regulating freshwater ecosystem, and it is characterized by a small body of water that that is shallow, but it has depth more than 12 to 15 feet, which allows the sunlight to reach the bottom of the pond, where you can see growth of some rooted plants. And the pond ecosystem consists of like every ecosystem has some abiotic factors and some biotic factors. So some abiotic components of pond ecosystem consists of water uh, with gases like dissolved oxygen or free carbon dioxide, some inorganic salts like phosphates, nitrates, chlorides, and some organic compounds such as amino acids, humic acid, etc. And the next abiotic component is soil, which is present at the bottom with its minerals and organic debris. And third element or third abiotic component is air, air that is present above the surface of the water, containing free carbon dioxide and oxygen. And last but not the least, sunlight. Pond gets its energy from the sun, and um, all the functions that are carried out inside the pond is regulated by the same water temperature ranging from water surface to the bottom. And the abiotic environment provides raw materials and energy to the producers and habitat to all the organisms. A very small amount of nutrients in the pond is found dissolved in pond water, but a much larger amount is held as reserve solid in the bottom of the pond, where you can find many organisms that reside there. And the rate of release of such nutrients from the solid condition, the solar input and temperature, day length, and other climatic factors regulate the functioning of the entire ecosystem of the pond on day-to-day basis. And like every ecosystem has abiotic and biotic factors that help the ecosystem to thrive. So these are some abiotic components that are required for the regulation of the pond ecosystem. Now we will discuss some biotic components of the pond ecosystem. Biotic components are the living part of the pond ecosystem. It consists of some plants, some animals, some microorganisms, and they all have different roles to play in that ecosystem. So, the biotic components present in the pond ecosystem mainly are producers, consumers, and decomposers. Uh, Producers are autotrophic green plants which um, perform the activity of photosynthesis using the abiotic factors like sunlight, water, soil, air. They use all this energy to produce food, and mainly the producers that are found in the pond ecosystem are phytoplanktons and macrophytes. For phytoplanktons are minute floating plants, usually algae, found distributed throughout the pond as deep as light penetrates. So they actually provide the green color to the ecosystem when they are abundant in number. And some common phytoplankton of a pond are Euglena, Volvox, Anabaena oscillatoria, and some filamentous algae which are found floating as well as submerged in water are Spirogera, Edogonium, etc. And macrophytes are the rooted larger plants which include marginal or partly or completely submerged plants, floating plants, etc. So, first one is marginal and emergent plants. These are found floating on the surface of the pond, like Jessia and Ipomia, and some rooted plants like Typha also comes under this group, that is marginal and emergent plants. Next category is submerged plants. These are found submerged in water and rooted at the bottom of the pond, like Felisneria, Potamogeton, etc. And some of them are also rootless, but remain submerged in water, like Atricularia, Ceratophyllum. And the last category of macrophytes is surface floating plants. These are aquatic plants like Pistia, Icornia. They float on water. Now, the next biotic component is consumers. They are heterotrophs and depend on producers for their nutrition. So there are three orders of consumers in pond ecosystem. First one is primary consumer. They are herbivores feeding directly on the plants or their remains. They are further differentiated into benthos and zooplanktons. Benthos are those animals that are associated with living plants, and they form the bottom uh, layer of pond because they remain on the bottom of the pond, and they feed um, upon the plant on which they remain, and they are generally detritivores. So they are found in the bottom layer, lying at the bottom of the pond. um, Example, some fish, some insect larvae, beetles, crustaceans, snails, etc. And the next primary consumer are zooplanktons. They feed chiefly on phytoplanktons. and some examples are cyclops, euglena, some crustaceans, etc. And next one is secondary consumers. They are carnivores that feed on primary consumers like hydra, dragonfly larvae, water insects, and some small fishes. And the next one is tertiary consumers. They are also carnivores and they feed on secondary consumers like large fishes feed on small fishes or larvae or some water insects. And water birds also feed on small fishes, some insects, dragonfly larvae, etc. The last category is decomposers. These include bacteria, fungi, which break down the organic matter of the producers and consumers into simple organic molecules, which are utilized by the plants or the producers found in that ecosystem. And some examples are uh, of fungi like Aspergillus, Rhizopus, Penicillium, etc. And this is the next example, that is agroecosystem. Agroecosystem is short for agricultural ecosystems. These are domesticated ecosystems that are intermediate between natural and fuel powered ecosystems. They are solar powered as are natural ecosystems, but they differ from natural ecosystems in some ways, like the auxiliary energy that supports the solar energy input is under the control of human, and it consists of human and animal labor or fertilizers, pesticides, fuel powered machinery, etc. So these things help the solar energy that is captured by plants in the agricultural field to get maximum uh, output or maximum yield. And the diversity in agroecosystem is greatly reduced by human management. Uh, this actually happens to maximize the yield of specific crops or products, and the dominant plants and animals are under artificial selection rather than natural selection. And the ecosystem control is external and goal oriented. That is, whichever type of environment is provided artificially to the plants in that area, those will only uh, grow quickly and healthily. And it is not subjected to the internal or feedback mechanism of natural ecosystem. So, in other words, we can say that agroecosystems are designed and managed to channel as much conversion of solar energy and into edible or marketable products. So, by employing auxiliary energy like human labor, fertilizers, pesticides, uh, to do the maintenance work that in natural ecosystems would be accomplished by solar energy only, which allows more solar energy to be converted directly into food. And the genetic selection of food plants and domestic animals to get maximum yield in the specialized environment. These are the two benefits that can be found in this type of ecosystem. But as anyone can say, natural ecosystem is far better and causes less harm to the earth than the artificial ecosystem. So this is all from me today. Thank you.